Hey guys, Philo back here. So it's been a while since I made a video, but there hasn't really been all that much content in Destiny as of late to make any videos on. So finally bringing you a video. Bungie finally mixed it up a little bit with the DPS meta, giving turrets on Warlock access to grenade buffing. So now there's a little bit more to be excited about. We're getting Prislock. For a brief stint regarding the epic raid, it was actually method to use strand lock. You would just use strand. Still is very strong. The burst is definitely quite a bit stronger than the build that I'm going to be showcasing today, but it's obviously this build is still pretty great. You can see at a point when I look back, you'll see the board. The DPS board will actually be at about 6.5k DPS. Realistically, it's even higher than that because I would actually be getting fed even more orbs than this, and also the Scourge ticks down the DPS quite a bit at the end. So you'll see the board, it should end at about like 6k DPS. Realistically, midway through, I'm at about 6.5k, and then at the end, it ends at about 6k DPS. Okay, so for all those people who want an actual DPS test, here's an actual DPS test on Corregos. Slightly less optimized, slightly more scuffed. So my first Phoenix dive, I actually didn't get any dynamo because I am running double dynamo. I didn't get any dynamo proc off of it. You can see it only picks up the orbs. And then the other thing is the tractor buffing wasn't so great. And then also I don't believe I had an assembler warlock, which this build does take a little bit of team buffing, right? Like most builds do, but Boots of Assembler Warlock is pretty common nowadays because it gives a 10% buff and also is just like really good for farming back a Warlock super. The other thing is that if the Warlock who's running Assembler is farming, not farming, but is placing a whole bunch of Empowering Rifts, that also buffs up the damage quite a bit, because Empowering Rift gives a pretty noticeable class ability scaler. And if you look at the damage that I was doing earlier, you'll see my Phoenix dive is coming back very, very fast. It's like chunking when it's coming back. That's more so due to the Empowering Rift, because in that test there was nobody running Empowering Rift during damage. I didn't get any Empowering Rifts, and you saw my Phoenix dive was coming back significantly so. But despite the lack of optimization and lack of team support, I guess, really the damage is quite good still, because the only person that got above me was, or that got close to me, was on a parasite, but they happened to be on I team as well, so they likely pulled about 4 to 6k damage before phase. So, obviously very good damage, and you can see my entire team is doing competitive damage. There is only one person that has bad damage, and they're on tractor, but the entire rest of the team is on competitive damage, and they're all above 100k. Not like most other YouTubers who will have half of their team sub 100k. So yeah, guys, that's the build. I'll go ahead and put a dim link down below so you guys can see my DPS loadout, and then if you guys want, I'll link the prep one as well.